The funny part is that when the public isn't silent, like when the public wasn't silent in Chicago, then the governor is like, if you continue to resist, they're going to call the National Guard and they're going to trigger martial law. And then it's wild because then what does the governors want us to do when they don't maximize on their power, right? In his post on Blue Sky, Governor Gavin Newsom says, "We're going to sue. We sued in Los Angeles. We continue to sue, and we don't always lose, but we eventually basically do because the harm is still being done, right?" And this is ridiculous because it seems that as long as brown and black Americans are being harmed, it's a distraction, it's bait. But when it's white, it's political violence, right? The only political violence that is allowed isn't from the society, at least not against the right. It is from this government. This government's political violence, we will allow it because unless the courts say that it's not allowed, then the governor has no power. He does, right? They do, but they're scared to be harmed. They're scared to be harmed for brown and black people, right? They don't think we're worth it. They think we're disposable. And that's why what happened in Chicago when it came to that woman with the is happening because it's not that now people are rising to be more pro-immigrant. It's that what happened in Chicago is teaching people that it's not just immigrants they're looking for, it's brown and black people, right? They don't care if you're a citizen, they're gonna utilize it in order to criminalize us. So it doesn't matter. So it's not about being pro-immigrant. Now it's about being pro-survival. It's either they survive or you survive, right? That's the logic here, right? But ultimately, our state governors are still failing to see the urgency. Instead of saying, I am Governor Gavin Newsom, if, the federal commander-in-chief can terminate individuals for being part of the LGBT then I, as commander-in-chief of the state, can terminate National Guard for leaving the state, right? That's what I would do. The reason that he's not doing it is because Democrats have a condition in which we have to empathize with the other side. The Confederacy, they have children too. They have families too. It is a agree to disagree. It's just a difference of opinion. And we allow for that to culminate, but we never defend the other side. We never defend the victims. We always uplift the abusers, right? And that's why I told you, law does not end tyranny because it prolongs it. How long have we been into the Los Angeles National Guard litigation, right? It's ridiculous. And still, he wants us to think like we have hope here. No, he needs to utilize his own to authorities as a commander-in-chief in order to protect the state. But he's either too much of a coward or he doesn't know, right? I hope it's because he doesn't know, not that he's a fucking coward and thinks that all his fucking citizens are disposable. Every single National Guardsman who goes into Oregon should be terminated without benefits. They need to be terminated. Even the National Guard. I'm all for, abolishing it. Apparently we don't need it. They're not useful when it comes to helping the fucking state. So let's just not have it. Let's make one that actually works for the state of California. But this is ridiculous. The fact that we're being conditioned in a way in which we don't have any power. We do have power, but our state governors don't want to maximize on it because Governor Hot Wheels from Texas has more backbone than the Democratic governor caucus, of course. And it's ridiculous because this is embarrassing. The fact that he can utilize National Guardsmen from California, all of this National Guards who leave have betrayed the trust in the country and the state and in our neighbors. In that recognition, they cannot be trusted to be in the National Guard.